Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about um, legal options. I didn't really know what to title this video because it's just basically a personal experience that I had recently. If you watched my exosomes videos, I tell a story about something that happened as I was trying to get this treatment done. And I felt that it would probably be a good resource just to let you guys know a little bit more in detail what went on. I tell the story in one of the videos. This is sort of like an additional piece. It's more specific to the things that I did in order to finally get a resolution to the problem. So, if you watch that video, you will know that I was having issues scheduling this treatment. The treatment was very expensive. Again, you'll probably figure out how much it is just by the bits and pieces that I'm going to tell you here. But it was very expensive. I paid for it back in November. The treatment was scheduled for mid January. Um, so you can go and watch that video, and that video gives you details. Now, I was having problems once the dates came up. I was having an issue. I had to kind of reschedule a little bit, but I wasn't hearing back from the doctor anyways. So I was emailing, not hearing anything back. I would call, I was being given the runaround. And so finally, I knew that I didn't want to delay. And I know that if I had just stopped calling, they would have just let it go. They wouldn't even have contacted me, nothing. I had to stop my other medication in order to start this other treatment. So I was coming up on 2 weeks that I had stopped that medication. I was feeling pretty gross because obviously, if you stop your medication, your symptoms start to come back. It also made me very vulnerable to getting sick because it helps my immune system. So I knew that if I caught COVID during this time, and right now we're going through a pretty serious kind of surge in COVID, if I got COVID, it would not be good because I was off of my medication. So it was very, very essential. It was very urgent that I get my treatment done on time because I still, I was going to have to be off of my medication during the course of the treatment. So I was not getting any clear answer, and I decided, I was like, you know what? I may have to contact an attorney. Now, if you have a small claim, I believe small claims is $10,000 or less, something like that. It's like $10,000 or less, or $6,000 or less. This amount of money was more than that. So I called, I think I called the courthouse of the county where this doctor is, and they did verify. They said it is not a small claim. This is something where you're going to have to get an attorney and file a lawsuit. You're going to have to sue the doctor. And so I was like, okay. And they referred me to an attorney. They said, you have to pay $25 for a consultation. And I said, that's fine. Because at that point, I was still having a hard time getting answers from the office, and so I was like, you know what, I need to just have this other option because I was requesting at that point. I was like, I'm going to request my money back because it's a lot of money, and it doesn't seem like they have any sense of urgency to get this treatment done. They know that I'm off of my medication and I feel like absolute garbage. So I paid the $25 consult fee, which I wasn't happy about it, but I was like, I'm going to do it because I it's a lot of money. And I spoke to an attorney. So this is what the attorney told me. And so I'm kind of putting this information out there in case you're having this experience. Again, this also probably only applies to the US. So if you're getting any treatments done outside of the US, this may not apply. And this was one of the reasons why I decided to do my treatment within the US, because I knew I'd be protected by laws here. And if I have to sue, I can sue. So the attorney basically told me this. I told him my situation. I said, look, this doctor's not getting back to me. I paid this much money, blah, blah, blah. He was like, just ask her for your money back, and I'm pretty sure she'll give it to you. Essentially, what he was trying to tell me was, it's a lot of money and she's going to get in really big trouble, and I'm sure she'll just give you the money back in order to avoid getting sued or getting into trouble. So that was his first suggestion. He said, if they don't want to give you your money back, these are the following steps. He said, you need to create like a demand letter. So essentially, you're putting in writing, I need my money back. You can actually Google a demand letter template and it'll tell you all the things you got to put in there. But he says, tell them, I paid this much money for this service, and I have not received the service as of this date, and I'm asking for my money back as of this date. So within 10 days or within 30 days, that kind of thing. And if I do not receive my money back within that span of time, I will be seeking further legal action. Something to that effect. He said, so you're going to email one letter, you're going to mail another copy. So you're going to send them one by email, send them one by actual mail. He said, make sure you keep a copy and make sure you have dates and, everything. Keep a record of everything. And he said, I'm pretty sure that she will give you your money back. He said, if not, I'm pretty sure she will, but if not, then at that point, that's when you call me back and then we can take the next steps. But he was just very, very confident that I'd get my money back. And I think because he knows the law and I told him my situation, he could see that it was something that that the doctor was not going to want to get involved with. So I was very hesitant. I did not want to do anything formal yet because I felt like if I just asked, she would give it back, because I had told him a little bit of our history, my history with that doctor and other issues she's had. And he was like, yeah, she'll probably just give you the money back. So I just thought I'd ask. So I sent an email. I did not send a demand letter at this point. I told myself I just want to give it one last shot because I did want this treatment. And I had already paid for it and I didn't want to have to go look somewhere else for it. So I just sent one last email and I said, look, if I don't hear back from you guys, I want my money back. If I don't hear back from you soon, by Monday, by the next business day, I may have to involve a third party. And right away, Monday morning, literally as soon as her office opened, I received a phone call and they were like, yes, we got everything. I'll call you in a few hours and we'll schedule your medical treatment. And I was scheduled for that week. I was scheduled for that Wednesday, and I have now completed that medical treatment. So I wanted to make this video because a lot of us who are chronically ill, or those of us who have some kind of medical condition, we are always, especially a medical condition that is complicated, a medical condition that is limited, where treatments are limited. We're always looking for other things. A lot of us dabble in alternative medicine, which is very expensive. It is not covered by insurance. And we're dealing with a lot of doctors with very questionable histories. They may be very, very intelligent physicians, but some of them are grifters. Some of them do take advantage of their patients, and others are just, stressed out, disorganized, and they're just paranoid sometimes, and so they can be a bit scattered when it comes to getting things done in a timely manner. And we feel very powerless because we're sick, and we feel like, we've been lied to by doctors. We've been, told that we're not sick. We've gone through all of this, and we feel that we have no options. We feel that we have no defense. And we do, at least here in the United States, we do. We pay a lot of money for these treatments, however effective or ineffective they may be, and to have doctors give us the runaround, or lie to us, or just take our money is really, it's just an absolute insult. A lot of us are living on a fixed income. We can't afford to lose this amount of money. So just know that anything over 10,000 does not go to small claims. It has to be, I believe, 10,000 or less. It might even be less than that. But if it's over 10,000, you are looking at a lawsuit, having to take a doctor or whoever to court to get your money back. These steps that I've detailed are things that you can do before that, before actually having to, because I was not looking forward to going to court. And I didn't think that I would end up going to court, knowing what I know about this doctor. I was like, I'm pretty sure she's not going to want to go to court. She's going to want to stay out of court. But you never know. That's why I talked to the attorney, because I was like, I've been surprised before. So I was like, I'm not going to take my chances. I'm going to at least know what my options are. And right away, I got a response, and we got things done. Now, whether the treatment works or not, and I did mention this in my other video, that's besides the point. If you paid for something and you received that treatment or that whatever, and it didn't work, that's your problem. That is now your problem, especially with these kinds of experimental treatments. You cannot go back and sue and say, oh, well, it didn't work. They did make me sign paperwork before I did the treatment, so I did sign off. Ask for copies. Make sure that you request copies of anything that you sign, especially when it comes to an experimental or something, treatment that is not well researched. Make sure that you request copies. I requested copies after the first infusion. I didn't get it. At the second infusion, I requested a copy. They forgot to give it to me, and I just walked back to the office, and I was like, look, I need the copy, and I need it right now. So I got copies of everything that I signed. You need to make sure that you have all this stuff. Obviously, I can't sue her for the money anymore. And I don't plan to move forward with any kind of legal action, because at this point, I received the treatment. And like I said, whether it works or not, that's my problem. And that would have been my problem had I gone to Mexico to get stem cells, or had I gone to some other doctor to get, I don't know, ozone treatment or UV light treatment. These are experimental treatments. They are not guaranteed to work. They have, they're not well researched, or the research is minimal. So that's on you. So I can't tell you, sue them because it didn't work. You can sue them if you did not receive what you paid for. That was the problem here in this situation, that I was, it was supposed to be 2 weeks after I stopped my medication, and it was coming up on those 2 weeks, and I was not getting a response. And I was not getting an email response. I would call the office, they would give me the runaround, or they wouldn't even answer the phone. There were times when they wouldn't answer the phone, and I was like, okay, well, those are the only two ways that I can contact them. I mean, I could go up to the office, I could drive out there, but I also didn't want to make the situation more confrontational. I wasn't just going to waltz in there and be like, hey, what are you guys doing? I like to resolve things in a civil manner. I'm also not going to, get in my car for no reason and drive 40 minutes just so that they can tell me to go back home or something. We can resolve these issues without confrontation. And it did. It got resolved. I did my treatment. They were very civil. They were very nice, even though, I kind of told them that I was going to sue them. But everything went well without incident so far. But I just want to let you guys know that you have options. If a doctor is giving you the runaround, if you haven't received something that you paid for, and also to do your research about these things, and inform yourself beforehand. I did find it to be a huge red flag that I had to pay this treatment all in one lump sum at, months before the treatment. But I was at the point where I had been waiting so long to just get this treatment done that I was like, I don't care. Like, just however I have to pay for it, however long I have to wait for it, but I had been given dates and we had already passed those dates. So, that's something that you can do to get something done, or to sort of get the ball rolling, light a fire up under the doctor to get them to move forward with something, especially if you've already paid for it. But yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend paying for something in full ahead of time. But, I think the situation, was just so complicated from the beginning that I felt like I didn't have any other options. Um, and I didn't want to go anywhere else. I was told by the doctor not to go anywhere else to receive this treatment. And so I was like, fine, if you want to do it, do it. I paid for it, but you need to do it. So I hope this helps. Like I said, I just want to remind you and reiterate, if the treatment doesn't work, that's not their fault. That's not their problem. It was your choice to do the treatment. As long as you received it, then you received the service that you paid for, or the treatment that you paid for. I'm talking about your legal options if you are not getting what you paid for, if you haven't received it, and they don't seem be to have any sense of urgency to deliver what you paid for. So I want this to be a resource for those of you out there, and just for you to feel empowered that you're not helpless, that you can do things, that you can put pressure on these people. It's your money. You're paying for it. You have a right to put pressure on people. You have a right to say, I need this done now, or I want my money back, because it's your money. I mean, it's a lot of money. And to be honest, it still kind of makes me angry that I paid that much for such awful service in a way. But it got done. So I hope this helps. Leave comments down below. Let me know if this has ever happened to you guys, if you have paid for something and never received it, or if you had any issues with your doctors or any kind of alternative treatments that you've tried. Let me know. It could also help other people that are looking at this video. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.